Please try and sit still. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say welcome back, and it's just so good to see you, and thank you.
Well, thank you, Lisa. It's great to be back. As I told people last night, I have a class also in the Americas, that, you all like my teacher. You understand? I mean, this class is extraordinary for me because every class I take gets me one step closer to being enlightened. And all of you are part of it. I know we all have our unique problems and difficulties and tensions, but it doesn't matter, because that tension, that problem, whatever it is, when we work deep enough inside, it can be left in Zoom. We don't have to carry it around with us anymore. We can burn through it. We can grow. We can get free of ourselves because, as I've said a million times, the real problem is not the society and not the politics and the economics and all the other insane tensions that are brought into people's lives. The real problem is each and every one of us. We get free of ourselves. We become one with God. And these classes, their purpose is to help people do that, to build the chakra system inside that is strong enough to do that. I mean, every one of us is a child of God. The only problem is that we don't have the consciousness to be able to live in that kind of light. We're trying to build that consciousness in this meditation so that 24 hours a day, life is sacred. It doesn't mean we stop living and we stop having fun and laughing and, no, you live. But each moment is a teacher. Each moment rewards us with something remarkable. We just need to have the system inside that enables us to witness it, to see it. So I'm very happy to be back. It was nice to go to different countries and see different cultures, and that's always nice. See a lot of art. Boy, no end to the art I saw. And most of it pretty remarkable. So that was good. But it's nice to be back, and it's nice to be sitting here doing this with all of you. Does anyone else have a question? Okay. There will be meditation.
I have a question.
Yes.
How, when you're in a lot of sorrows or so, when you have a load on you, it seems that it is easier to do the meditation. Do you have? It's not easier, but you come maybe some easier to a point that you want to get rid of all this. Do you know why or how come or is it maybe it's a
Look, Paul, it's a universal problem. Everybody, I once wrote that the perfect democracy is human suffering. Everybody has it. Everybody's got to deal with it. Most people don't know how to deal with it. So they take it out on other people and they use it to create a lot of serious problems in the world. But if you learn how to build a system inside that's strong, you can consciously transform the suffering and the difficulty in yourself into a spiritual life. There are, like writers have transformed this stuff into books, into paintings, into music, into, and it's all part of learning how to build inside oneself a system that is strong enough to take the suffering and using it to have a spiritual life. I mean, the Buddha even said suffering is the fastest path to God. And that's, to me, an amazing thing, because the suffering, the difficulty, the problem, they are just reminders that we haven't arrived yet. So we can spend our life complaining about them and this, but we can spend our life doing something about ourselves. Letting that suffering, that pain, that difficulty, that that is present in just about everybody's life, remind us we have to do something about ourselves. And we can't continue to blame the world because we don't have the strength to deal with the world. And I think, to me, it's just another way of us being taught by God. Do something about yourself. Otherwise, this is what you have the rest of your life. And doing something about oneself doesn't interfere with one's life. It just makes it better. So I understand that. I certainly have been through it, and I still go through it, not the way I used to years ago. And I understand the difficulty that brings fear up, it brings, this kind of miserable taste in one's mouth of what am I doing and why am I alive, and et cetera, et cetera. And when I finally realized, Stuart, do something about yourself. Change inside, build an inner life that's strong enough to be able to use that suffering creatively in your life. These classes are a manifestation of the things that are wrong with me. I have to find out. You all being here helps me to learn about me so that I can grow every day of my life. And I'm not afraid of finding things wrong with myself. I don't have to be perfect. I think that is the ultimate expression of human insanity, people that have to be perfect. So suffering is a teacher. And if we really listen to it, it tells us what we need to do. And most people just complain about it. On and on and on and on and on and on and complain. And ultimately it doesn't go away. But if you do something about building an inner life, you can transform suffering into a great work of art. You can transform it into a great piece of music, into literally a great life. You can take your suffering and transform it into a great life. I mean, look at some of the great writers like Dostoevsky and they suffered so much. But in the midst of all that suffering, they produced these remarkable books, remarkable works of music, Beethoven, and came out of the intensity of their inner lives. So we can either, like my teacher once told me, you can either suffer like a schmuck, or you can suffer consciously. And if you use the suffering consciously, you produce an amazing life for yourself. I hope that's clear, because this is a big problem everywhere in the world,
Thank you, Stuart. I want you to know that I've missed these classes. I realize that I miss these classes a lot.
Well, Paul, look, you're a very dear person, and you and Candice, you two are responsible for these classes, really, it started with you too. And I'm very grateful, and I love to see you here, and welcome. Welcome. Does anyone else have a question?
Yes, I do have a question.
Yes.
I felt, sorry, at an esoteric night when I felt a healing during my sleep.
Mhm.
And it was quite esoteric because each time before I felt the healing, I heard a bell,
Mhm.
like a Tibetan bell, a ring. And then I felt energy
Mhm.
coming through, and I really felt like I'm having a healing. And it was so strange because I told myself during my sleep to open myself. And it was quite easy because I was not awake to resist it. And during the day, I did feel a lot better and a lot lighter. And I wanted to ask if it was you.
Which was who?
You.
Look, from the day you started this class, I mean, you're like a spiritual sister, dear. You're very deep. You haven't even begun to realize how deep the energy is inside you. And it's amazing. And I'm not surprised to hear about any of these kinds of experiences. And you and I have been connected not only in this class, but who knows, 50 lifetimes before this class. And then the karma brings this situation together. So yes, it's part of the connection. When you open inside, I don't care if I'm in, the United States, I'm in Europe, I'm in the Middle East, wherever it is, you will get energy that will flow through me to you. I mean it. That's what this kind of relationship is. And that's my job. My job is not to be a teacher. My job is to nurture people and help them build an inner life so that they can get their own connection with God. It's like yesterday after the class, I said, goodbye to her. Oh, no, we're never going to leave you go. Boy, it really stopped me in my tracks. And I said, the best thing you can do is build your connection with God so that you do leave me go. I really am here working my butt off, to do my service to God and to do my service to the world. And people building that kind of an inner life, they free their teacher. So Rudy told me, he said, don't love me. Rudy, a person I probably love more than anyone in the world, saved my life. Don't love me, love God. One day I won't be here anymore. Learn what I have to teach.
Yes, but another thing I felt, and I was quite surprised, really, I felt enormous love for you. And it was so amazing. Like I felt like
But look, it's not the
it was
love.
so,
It's
it
not
was
the
so,
love. It's not the
and I
love for.
don't know you.
Look, it's
I
not
don't
the
know.
love. Yeah, I know. It's not the love for me. It's the love for the energy of God that flows through me. That's what the love is. So it's
Eh,
more than, it's.
Um, I've been away from God for a long no, what? Sorry, that's not the question. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome,
you.
dear. Keep working on yourself. You're doing fabulous. Okay, you're doing
Okay.
really.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, there will be meditation on Thursday. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you for being here, and God bless you for allowing me to come here and grow and really develop my spiritual life. So thank you, bless you, and we'll see you Thursday.
Thank you.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.